Proposer present.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm speaking to introduce the motion from Alsager Town Council. I'm Councillor Michael Unett, Chair of Alsager Town Council. We've certainly seen an eventful year, all the more eventful for local government when a teenager with an interest in politics and local councils found a recording of a Zoom meeting of a certain parish council, shared it around and it became a phenomenon. I think we all know which one I'm referring to. We've all seen it, we all know the quotes, and ChALC's very own Jackie Weaver is a national celebrity because of it, due to the expert way she handled a very difficult meeting. That meeting sparked an interest in local town and parish councils and what we do. It was a definite positive, but I also feel it highlighted a significant problem. Because in the weeks and months following, example after example sprung up of rowdy meetings and councillors' bad behaviour inside and outside of those meetings. And unfortunately, all of those examples that reached significant attention were all Cheshire councils. This, of course, goes on across the country, but it's here where they've been the most notable. And it's a small minority of people who act in this way, who frustrate meetings, abuse their position, swear at fellow councillors, bully and abuse fellow councillors, clerks and council staff, and in some cases, even their own residents. And I think there are many of us, too many, who at some point have had to experience this or seen it for ourselves. And it might be a small minority who do this, but it affects us all, and it's up to all of us to change it, because the situation as it stands is not good enough. Right now, there are very few powers available to appropriately sanction and hold to account elected representatives at our level of local government. There are those out there who think they can act however they want and are virtually untouchable between elections. Never mind you have no authority here, Jackie Weaver. It very much feels like our own monitoring officers have no authority to do anything about this because they don't have enough powers and sanctions. That has to change. The decisions we make are the ones that are most local, that have the biggest impact on the day-to-day life of our communities and are just as important as those dealt with at higher levels. We must have the highest standards because when we don't, the important issues of our residents either get pushed aside or complicated, problems that our communities and councils face either caused or exacerbated, and the good work of our councils drowned out and the reputation of politicians at all levels and our democracy itself further damaged. Faith in politics, politicians, local and national, and in local democracy is at a low point. A lot of criticism deserved and a lot undeserved. There are many more elected representatives who have a strong sense of public duty, who work tirelessly for their residents, and who always strive to do their very best. But they and their work are often drowned out by bad behaviour of others, or face this kind of behaviour themselves, which in turn puts some off from continuing, and others from even getting involved in the first place. If we are to restore faith in politics and in local democracy, it must start with the most local level of local government. It starts with us. I want Cheshire not to be the county with the most notable examples of councillor misbehaviour, but instead for Cheshire to be at the forefront of raising standards, in showing the positives our local councils and councillors do and the good services that we provide. That is why we are requesting that ChALC lobby the LGA and other relevant organisations and the government to see that powers and sanctions are made available. If you want the same, for our councils to be noticed for their good work and services, for us to be held far better to account, for us to be able to represent our communities without abuse and bullying from a small minority, for our council staff to be able to do their jobs without facing the same, and for the public's faith to begin to be restored in us, our councils, in our local democracy and in politics in general, then please support Alsager Town Council's motion. Thank you.